is the EGA Spain and EU Affairs Officer, who is going to be sharing with you a new project which we're starting at the EGA to tackle some of the issues affecting the youth, and will also moderate a panel of young Jewish leaders so we can hear some of the issues that they're facing. So without further ado, I will hand over to Juan. Juan, please, the floor is yours. The clicker is here for your presentation, and whatever else you need. Let's just start.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, before I begin, let me thank every single one of you for being here with us in Porto. I am a Spanish Jew of an ancient line which was nearly lost, but I found my way back home. The Jewish soul can never be extinguished, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and there is one more interesting thing that I should share with you, but I'll get back to that later. As a Sephardic Jew, and unlike you, Kol Ashkenazim, we are known for being emotional and very passionate. So allow me to say that it is really deeply heartwarming to see how some 500 years after the Inquisition, this proud and storied community in Porto and the entire Iberian Peninsula have been able to rebuild themselves from the brink of destruction. Let us hope that this is the dawn of another golden age. It is easy to dwell on the past and miss the bright future ahead of us. Too often, we tend to do this, and it pushes young people away with the sheer weight of history. I'm here because I want to share a project that brings forward the next generation of young Jewish leaders, giving them pride while looking to the future. A future, ladies and gentlemen, in which they can say, not only I'm a Jew, but also I'm a Zionist with total confidence. With this as our starting point, let me introduce you to our brand new Campus Leaders Academy and Scholarship Program. The first question is, why do we need to create such an academy? Simple, because it is badly needed. Universities, No.
Sorry, try the other way. There you go.
There we go. Sorry about that. Not are they with IT? Yeah. Sorry about that.
Okay, so next slide, please.
Yes. Thank you. Because it is badly needed. Universities, places that were once designed for debating and exchanging different opinions, have become the latest casualty in the battle of ideas. And it is brutal out there if you're Jewish and a Zionist. Next slide, please. So we must give the necessary tools to the upcoming generation so they're able to stand tall, to never back down, or to be intimidated. But all too many of them experience genuine hostility while openly voicing their support for the only Jewish and democratic state, Israel. Some might ask themselves, is it worth the hassle? I guess it's better if I just stay quiet and keep my head down. This is the worst possible outcome, and exactly what our opponents want, a scared Jew. And we will not allow that to happen again. And how do we plan to do all of this? By offering a 2,000 euro stipend per student upon successful completion of our course, along with 2 intensive training bootcamps every year across different European capitals. Some of you may be wondering, okay, but in all seriousness, what does it really cost? Nada, 0, not a cent. All expenses for events and student trainings are paid by us. In other words, the students end up being rewarded for their commitment to advocacy. But let's be honest, there is no such thing as a free lunch. Graduation and getting the stipend happens after 4 tasks that young Jewish leaders are able to commit to organizing a minimum of 2 pro-Israel on-campus events, a minimum of 10 pro-Jewish, pro-Israel social media posts, submitting a report of anti-Semitic incidents that may have taken place on their respective university campuses, and pushing for their universities to adopt the IRA definition. The training boot camps will take place twice a year in different European capitals. The young leaders will benefit from top expert workshops and lectures dedicated to Israeli advocacy. The EGA team is giving all the financial, logistical, and content support necessary for the on-campus events, as well as for the different social media campaigns and all the rest of the tasks. Everything back up, basically. But we want the students to shine, not us. We want to help and encourage them in bringing ideas into action, to acquire and feel confident using their skills to enact change on their campuses, to inspire others, and to lead from the front. While we want to give them the help they need, the AGA doesn't and has never existed in a vacuum. We exist because of you. And we need your help as the head of your Jewish communities to find the right talent. Because as our chairman said, no one knows your community like you know your community. So, if you know any 18 to 21-year-old students entering their first year of university or completing their last year of academic studies who have a strong connection to Zionism, are eager to make a difference in their respective universities, and possess a solid knowledge and a certain degree of experience using social media, send them our way, and we will take care of the rest. And that's right. I did mention that at the very beginning of my speech, there was one more thing I had to share with you all. I was such a student. I met the EGA through training sessions at boot camps, and now I'm confident enough to work in advocacy at the heart of Europe and across the continent. And I'm inspired to mobilize the next generation of Jewish leaders on behalf of us all before handing the baton to them. As the great David Ben-Gurion said, anyone who does not believe in miracles is not a realist. So let's make it happen. Thank you very much, and have a great rest of conference.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, a bit of an impromptu stage invasion by our Director of Strategy. Just wanted to have a quick word.
Just very short one, and it's a personal addressing to you, the leaders of the communities. What Juan was just talking about, it is not a project. This is the future of us all. And we please and we beg you, not any less use of words. We beg you to take it very, very seriously and see very responsibly who are you sending us, because this is really the future, not only of us as a lobbying group, us as a Jewish people in Europe, but also, I truly believe, the future of each one of yours community. Please do the best you can to help us, to help all of us. Thank you.
And now I'm more than happy to invite my good friends David Fiorentini, the President of the Federation of Young Jews of Italy, Rafael Arié, the President of the Federation of Young Jews of Portugal, Dina Muyal, Regional BBYO Director from Spain, and Ilan Cohen, a Jewish leader from the community here in Porto. Hello? Yep, okay. Great, so I'm gonna be moderating this panel on the youth. And I have a few questions for you guys, and it's very interesting because for once, we have the, as I said before, the Sephardic perspective. We have Spain, Italy, and Portugal. So it's gonna be a bit different, and I'm sorry for, again, my Ashkenazim friends. But I'm I won't say a word about Spain. I will be very objective, and I'll leave this to my good friend Dina. The first question for you guys is, first of all, how do you view the rise of anti-Semitism in your countries? Because we all usually hear about the cases of France, the Netherlands, Belgium, Poland, the UK, but we don't hear too much about what's going on in the Mediterranean. So I would very much like to, and I would appreciate to have your input in the case of Portugal, Spain, and Italy, and what are the outlooks? How could we make it more presentable, better, for young youth to stay here? Because we see too often, in cases like France that was mentioned before, that many young youths are making Aliyah, and they don't see a future in Europe, which is our home, a place that we've been for the past 2,000 years. So the first one will be, yes, you'll be the first one, David.
I'll break the ice.
You will be the first one. So please, if you could answer the question.
Does it work? No, maybe. I'll get this one. It's even better. So first of all, good afternoon to you all. I wanted first to take the opportunity also to thank the EJA for this awesome chance for us, because when we talk about engaging with young leaders and with Jewish youth, it's not just about funding, it's not just about granting some projects or some programs, but it's also about the respect and the opportunity of sitting at the table and having such a panel in such important moment of the day is really, really important, and it shows how much you care for the future generation and the future of the Jewish people. So we are really glad to have this opportunity to talk to and address such an important audience. So first of all, in Italy, as you mentioned, probably we don't have so many episodes of anti-Semitism as we experience maybe in France, in Belgium, or in Germany, simply because maybe the Jewish community is smaller, or maybe there are different social issues. But however, what we are trying to do in Italy currently is a work about prevention. So we see what's happening abroad, we see what's happening maybe even overseas and in the United States, and we are worried that if we stand still and we don't act swiftly right now, in the future, what we see abroad is what's going to arrive in Italy. So together as well with the national coordinator for the fight against anti-Semitism, that actually just a few months ago has changed, and as well with the Ministry of University and Research, Anna Maria Bernini, we've already started a very proficient dialogue that will help us be present as well in universities, but also in the rest of the society, to really tackle those issues even before they will become so serious and so dangerous as are in other countries. Probably in Italy today, going around with a kippah is not as dangerous as going maybe in Brussels or in Paris, but we don't have to stay still because the situation is not dangerous. We have to protect it and make sure that it won't degenerate. So this is, let's say, more or less as an introduction. Maybe we will go on it maybe later on a second question, and I'll pass the microphone to, who will go? We'll go to Rafael, who made some honors.
Okay. First of all, thank you very much for the invite. I'm going to talk about more of the youth of how we grew up in Portugal, belonging to a small community, which basically we realized that if we gather the locals, we don't have a critical mass of youth to make events, and the majority of the young people leave Portugal. But we found ourselves just like the reality in Italy, which is a country that you're still safe to wear a kippah, you're still safe to say you're Jewish without any harmful things happening to you. Not saying there's no anti-Semitism, because obviously there is all over the world, but not in a way that your life is in danger. So a lot of